That's stupid. Money, or at least how much it gets overrated. Okay kids, sit down, history lesson. In the beginning, there was no money. I know, right? How did they buy their morning coffee? Early on, when professions arose for the first time, people directly traded their goods with each other. This was cool and sufficient as long as there were only very few professions and direct exchange made sense. Let's look at a very simplified example. There is a farmer growing crops and a baker turning those into bread. The baker then uses the bread to pay for the crops. Now throw in just one more player from a different line of work and it already becomes complicated. The farmer needs a scythe from the blacksmith, but the blacksmith has no use for crops. So either the farmer needs to pay the blacksmith with the bread he has gotten from the baker as payment previously, or the blacksmith needs to accept crops as a payment and strike his own deal with the baker to exchange the crops for bread. This sounds a lot more complicated than the first example. And those are still only 3 professions. Introducing money. Money really only was there as a means to an end to make this exchange easier. Now the baker pays the farmer with money and the farmer can pay the blacksmith with something the latter can use for whatever purpose. He is not limited to trade with the baker. What brings another great plus to a unified currency: transparency for prices and putting the values of different merchandise in relation. And here is the first big lesson about money. It has no intrinsic value whatsoever. It represents the value of other goods and services. Just look at how money evolved. First, there have been coins from more or less valuable material. Even so, most of the time those materials really only have been rare and shiny. Then we got the IOUs that slowly turned into paper money. Think about it, paper money is basically a stand-in with really no intrinsic value representing yet another stand-in with barely any actual value either. We are talking about a simple piece of paper that suddenly is super valuable because we all agree that it is. And nowadays we took it even further and the money we use primarily exists in form of numbers on a computer. We barely even use any physical representation anymore. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean this as criticism. God knows I get pissed whenever a store doesn't accept cashless payment. But it is important to keep in mind what the purpose of money actually is and where its value originates from. Chasing after money for its own sake is stupid. To make this clear, putting money aside as a safety measure or in order to save for something big like a car or a vacation is perfectly reasonable and in line with the idea behind money. It is still the means to an end. You are intending to spend it after all. But there are plenty of people out there, usually the ones who already got more money than they could ever spend, who are focused on making money for the sake of making money. They long lost any intention or need to buy anything with it. And if they do, it's just ridiculous extravagant bollocks to show off that they have a lot of money. They are literally just hoarding riches without any real purpose at this point. This sounds more like dragons than human beings. And just like a grumpy fire-breathing lizard, those kind of people are vigorous when it comes to defending and enlarging their riches. They turn to corruption to make their businesses even more profitable. They fight tooth and claw to pay as little taxes as possible. And they ally with people of similar mindsets to extort those who already have less. For duck's sake, you already got enough money to never have to worry about anything. Why do you need to become a criminal and create new worries for yourself just to make a bit more profit? Why are you so protective when it comes to taxes? What's the problem with paying just a bit more than others if you can afford it and it doesn't even hurt you? What's the point in fighting your fellow humans over money when you already have secured your own existence? Isn't this the point where you should move on from preservation of individual to preservation of species? Yeah, I know, money is power. But can you really believe this after learning that all the money in the bank accounts is a digital stand-in for a worthless physical stand-in for a shiny stand-in for crops? Money nowadays literally only represents as much power as we agree it does.
Time is money, money is power, power is pizza, pizza is knowledge, let's go!
Okay, what brings me back to my original complaint that we as humans collectively overrate money. There are so many people out there, especially among the rich, who confine themselves that money is not only the means to an end, but at the same time the end itself. Suddenly, this placeholder for goods and services of actual value, this brilliant invention that was supposed to make trade easier, this tool Money is its own purpose. And that's stupid. Hey guys, guess you didn't expect to see another That's Stupid so soon now, did you? Well, neither did I, but thanks to my incredible two new editors, Luna aka Sleep Lullaby and Apple Odyssey, those videos are put together before I know it. Now it's actually up to me to keep up with writing new scripts and recording them. But I have ideas for at least 20 more videos, so I will try it and from now on release one video every other week instead of once per month. Let's see together how long I can keep this up. Next time I'll tell you why I think that cheating is stupid.